Good morning, ma'am. I am Sumaya Kosar from B1 section. My seminar topic is case study on attitude. This is a case study on attitude. Positive attitude brings success. In this case study, we have two characters are there, Alan and Jim. Now uh, I am going to study the case study. Alan applied for a new job, but as his self-esteem was low and he considered himself as a failure and unworthy of success, he was sure that he would not going to get the job. He had a negative attitude towards himself and believed that the other applicants were better, the more qualified than him. Allen manifested the attitude due to his negative past experience with the job interviews. His mind was filled with negative thoughts and fear concerning the job for the whole week before the job interview. He he was sure he would be rejected. On the day of interview, he got up late. To his horror, discovered that the shirt he had and to wear was dirty, and the other one was needed eating. As it was already too late, he went out wearing a shirt full of wrinkles. During the interview, he was tense, displayed a negative attitude, worried about his shirt, and felt hungry because he did not have enough time to eat breakfast. All this distracted his mind and made it difficult for him to focus on the interview. His overall behavior made a bad impression, and consequently, he materialized his fear and did not get the job. Then, continue. Jim applied. Other character is Jim. He is also Jim applied for the same job too, but approached the matter in different way. He was sure that he was going to get the job. During the week preceding the interview, he often visualized himself making a good impression and getting the job. In the evening before the interview, he prepared the clothes he was doing to wear and went to sleep a little earlier. On day of the interview, he woke up earlier than usual and had ample time to eat breakfast and then arrived to the interview before the scheduled time. He got the job because he made a good impression. He had also, of course, of proper qualification for the job, but so had Alan. Next, I already told that there are two characters. One is Alan and Jim. Next, I have a finding in this case for on Alan. Alan self-esteem was low, and he considered himself as a failure and unworthy. He on interview time he considered as a low self-esteem and considered himself as a failure and unworthy. Then he had negative attitude towards himself. He always way of negative attitude towards himself, and he made negative comparison from others. He always compared to others. He have negative comparative from others. His mind filled with negative attitude or fear concerned the job for the whole week before the job interview. Because of he attained more than two or four interviews, he never get a job because of negative attitude, negative thoughts, negative actions. On on the day of interview, he got up late because of his negative attitude and actions and thoughts, and he felt a fear of their thoughts and actions. That's why he wake up one day of before of the interview. He got up late. During the interview, he was tense, displayed a negative attitude. He have a negative attitude. That's why he was tensed. Then all this distracted his mind and made it difficult for him to focus on the interview. All this distraction he made it difficult for concentrate on his interview and pass the interview. He made a bad impression. uh, he made a bad impression on his interview today, and he did not get the job. Finally he did not get the jobs on his negative attitude and negative comparison and negative thoughts and negative actions. And he wake up late early on morning, and his clothes are very bad. And then he felt difficult for his focus on interview. That's why he did not get the job. Then next, it is a queries of Jim. He is a good person and good positive attitude. He adopt a positive attitude. He That's why he get the job. How becomes Jim applied for same job but approach in different way. But Jim also applied the same jobs in different way, different manner. He had a positive attitude and sure of getting a job, and he confidently showed about his attitude. That's why he sure about getting a job. During the week preceding the interview, he often visualization himself to make good impression and getting the job. He have a good impression to getting a job. Then in the evening before, he prepared the clothes and went to sleep little earlier. He uh, planned and prepare the clothes and went to sleep little earlier. On the day of interview, he got up earlier than usual. uh, on day of interview, he got up earlier. He arrived the interview before the scheduled time. He go with the he go scheduled time before the scheduled time. He made good impression, and he made a good impression. He had good qualification. He also have a good qualification other than the Allen. He get the job because of his good attitude, good impression. He get a job, and because of his good qualification, he get a job. Then I have some findings in this case study. First one is, Alan had a negative attitude towards himself where Jim had positive attitude. We all know that Alan have a negative attitude and Jim have a positive attitude. Next, Alan considered himself as a failure where Jim considered as himself as a success. Alan considered him as a failure because of his try. Moreover, he fails in interviews in more than 4 or 3 interviews, but did not get a job. That's why he himself as a failure, and Jim considered as a successful because of his good attitude. Alan is lazy and Jim is active. We know that Alan act as a lazy person and Jim act as a active person. Then Alan was a very nervous and negative attitude thoughts, where Jim was a very calm and self-confidence. In this case, we study the Alan very nervous and negative attitude thoughts, actions. Then Jim very calm and self-confidence. Alan had no responsibility, but Jim had. Alan has a no responsibility on his job because of negative attitude, negative thoughts, negative actions, because of his fear. But Jim had a positive attitude and he acquired the responsibility on his life. Alan made bad impression and Jim made good impression. In this case, two impressions are there in two different persons. Alan made had a bad impression, but Jim made a good impression. Then Alan made himself difficult to focus on interview. Jim made it so easy with the positive energy. In this, Alan made himself difficult on focus on interview. In the same case, Jim made it so easy with positive energy. Then Alan does not get the job, gets the job. Finally, Alan does not get the job of his attitude, of his failures, of his suggestion, of his um, bad impression. Then same way Jim gets the positive attitude, positive impressions, good impression. That's why Jim gets the job. Then next, I suggested for Alan, take responsibility of your thoughts and action. Not only for Alan, everyone concentrate on these suggestions I wrote here. Take responsibility of your thoughts and actions. Alan should think about his life and begin change himself, and we are also think about our life and begin the changes in our life. Let go of negative attitudes. Don't go with the negative attitudes, go with positive attitudes. Then limit or remove negative people from his life. Our We are also remove our negative people from our life. Then keep moving forward. Not stop in your no stop in your life, keep moving forward. Whatever is done, but keep moving. Then stop comparison negative attitude with others. Don't compare with the others. You are is you are, don't compare with others. Okay, stop desire to blame himself. And one of the suggestion by myself by my me is stop desire to blame yourself. Then overcome from fear and avoid making mistakes. Mistake is done, but over mistake is don't do everywhere. Overcome from fear and avoid making mistakes. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself is most important in your life. Okay, then for Jim, I suggest for Jim, positive attitude helps you cope more easily with the daily affairs of life. So here Jim had positive attitude and made himself for fit for the job, so we don't find any suggestion for him here. We are also acquiring a positive attitude in our life for helps us cope more easily with the daily affairs. And positive attitude and made himself for fit for the job and our life also for doing anything, but positive attitude is make good. Okay, then and one thing, if he get job, it does not means he should create himself as overconfident, but instead he should be as same as no in a positive way. um, one thing is concentrate on this case, he get a job. It does not matter, is not considered as a he is overreacted overconfident, because of his positive attitude, because of his good impression, he get a job. That's why I told you, you people go with a positive way. Okay, next, I have question findings in I have questions in this case. Finds a question in this case. I have 4 questions are there. Let go through with one by one. Is there anything Alan would have done to handle this situation better? Yes. For this question, I answered it. Yes, when he improved the self-esteem, apply positive attitude on his life, don't compare with others. One day earlier, he set up his interview clothes and wake up earlier, then go with good impression. This is the better situation for him. I suggest for this questions, and answered for this first questions. Then second question, what are the strategies that would have helped him to do better in interview? Like, firstly, know his strength and weakness. Second one, he became an expert. And third one, he practiced more on his positive thoughts and positive attitude and actions, because practice makes perfect. Then fourth point, the proper kind of preparation for the interview, means try on the complete outfit to make sure he's comfortable and clean, and press his clothes and shoes. Prepare his outfit the night before and hang it up. Last one, be positive but be honest on his words. This is how we would have helped him to better in interview. These strategies apply on your life also, your interview time also. Then next question, what are the reasons for distraction of his mind from interview? For this question, I answered it. He was sure that he would not going to get the job because of his past experience. I already told you, he was distraction because of his sure that he would not going to get the job because of his past experience. Then one the day of interview, he got up late, and his shirt is very dirty, and he felt hungry. During the interview, he was tense. That's why he distraction for his mind from interview. Next question, what are the reason for distraction of his I already answered this question. Next question, how positive attitude help in the performance? Means positive attitude can help us cope with stress, improve our overall well-being, and even boost our immune system. And positive attitude can impact our ability to learn and solve problem. This is the answers for this question. Finally, I would like to conclude that um, finally I would like to conclude this positive in this case study. I have we have seen a character, two characters. One is a positive character, that is Alan, and negative characters, that is Alan, and positive characters, that is Jim. um, Alan acquires a positive impressions, good impressions, positive thoughts, positive actions, positive attitudes. That's why Jim but that's why Jim get a job in his life, and get success in his life. In this another characters, Alan have a negative thoughts, negative attitudes, negative action, good bad impressions. That's why Alan did not get a job, and he also compared with others. That's why he did not get a job. We are all acquire a positive attitude, help in better performance. Why? Because positive attitude can help us cope with the stress, improve our overall well-being, and even boost our immune system. That's why apply positive attitude in your life. Thanks to all.